Good morning. I am Gribbly. You are witnessing my ongoing folly, and today I'm going to reveal the nature of this secret project that I have been working on lo these many weeks. I know you're all super excited, and I will tell you what it is right after this fish. So, as you may or may not know, I am a photographer by trade. I make 100% of my living from photography, and that's terrifying. So, in addition to my usual work, shooting weddings and corporate events and photojournalism and all that awesome, glamorous stuff that I do, I have a desire to diversify my portfolio, right? I want to do some different things, make some income come from other sources, even if it's just a little bit. And I have this whole side life. I have this whole alter ego of Gribbly, who's always out in the woods. And these happen to be the woods of Western North Carolina, which are the most beautiful in the world. Everything around here is so gorgeous, it hurts to look at it. People come from all over to see what we have here. Why am I not taking better pictures of it? I'll tell you why not. Because everyone else has already done it. Long before I was born, people were roaming these mountains with 8x10 view cameras, and now, of course, everyone goes to Best Buy and they get the latest, greatest, biggest, honkingest DSLR and the huge-ass lenses, and they go out and they take the same photos that everyone else took before, but they're using the latest gear, so it's better, right? I refuse. I don't want to chase the exact same photos that everyone else is. Well, they've already caught those photos. There's books, there's websites, there's magazines that feature these photos, and it's just so boring. After being Gribbly for 3 years, I feel that I have developed a new way, or at least my own personal way, of seeing the places that I find myself in, whether I'm fishing or hiking or whatever, and seeing things that no one else sees, or at least few people see. And I have thought long and hard about this. How do I render these places in a way that has integrity, and that is true to both the place and the way that I see it? So, in an effort to come up with an idea that will bring in some more income, I want to produce a marketable body of work, right? It doesn't have to like sell off the shelves and be printed on Hallmark cards, but I want it to be work that people would want to actually buy, as opposed to some of my previous artwork, which is really cerebral. And I mean, well, you guys know me, I'm Gribbly, right? But it's got to be my work. It can't just play to the market. It's got to be something that I feel is honest. Now, I'm always out fishing. And so for the past few weeks, I have been out fishing and hiking and climbing and crawling and getting soaked and drenched and muddy in the woods with a pinhole camera. If you're not familiar with pinhole cameras, they are the oldest and simplest way to take pictures. I believe pinhole optics were discovered in something like 1000 AD by some Persian dude. We didn't, of course, have any photosensitive media until 800 years later, so it wasn't technically photography, but whatever. Pinhole optics have been around for a long, long time. The long exposures and the not quite sharp ethereal nature of these images. Well, here, I'll run some images over me talking about this, and you can kind of see. It produces images that look timeless, otherworldly, ephemeral, whatever the language you want to use is. You don't see images like this every day. They're very, very unique images. And it's a very simple way of shooting photos. This camera is very durable, made of wood and brass, and it weighs nothing. I do have to carry a tripod with it, but I can throw this in my bag and go fishing and take some really, really cool pictures that no one else is getting. Downsides to this project is it uses film. And film is super expensive. I have done the math, and every time I open the shutter on this camera, it costs me $2.65. That is more than I can afford. And so I'm having to make this project super targeted. I don't go around shooting snapshots with this camera. I only shoot photos that I think might make a good final image, which is entirely different from the way I normally work. And so there's that about it. That's a downside. But I'm actually having a lot of fun with that because it forces me to think ahead. It forces me to plan, forces me to go the extra mile to get the shot that I want the first time. So I'm going to show you what my process has been. And the rest of this video is going to be tests and test images that I have gotten back. Now, I got these images back and they are super, super underexposed. And that is disappointing, but that is why you run tests. So anyway, you're going to see some images from the last few weeks that are both in color and in black and white. And the reason the ones that are in black and white is because they were so underexposed I couldn't save the image any other way other than taking it to monochrome. And so I'm sending this film off, I'm getting negatives back, or I'm getting images back, and then they send the negatives. Anyway, it's a whole big deal. I don't think you care about that. You just want to see some photos at this point. So everything I've showed you already is from pinhole images I shot in the past, and they were all in black and white. What I'm going to show you from here on are images from the last few weeks, and I've been focusing on making tests of interesting things that are close to my house. I didn't want to go way, way out just to shoot a test. So I went downtown, been shooting downtown, shoot at my regular fishing hole. So this project is, I hope, gonna integrate pretty seamlessly with what I'm already doing with Gribley's Folly and produce some marketable images. But you know, dovetails with fishing. That's pretty much the most important thing, right? Shot an unboxing video about the camera itself, and that will be showing up soon. But for now, let me rewind a couple of weeks and take you through my first 3 rolls testing this film. The film, by the way, for you nerds out there, is Kodak Ektar 100. And I'm a little on the fence about it right now. But as you'll see, I tested the film in the camera. Reciprocity failure kicked my ass, but it was an interesting process. Thank you for watching. Enjoy. Okay, we are in my front yard, and this is the camera mounted on a tripod, and I wanted to show you how the cable release works. It's very simple. When I depress the plunger, right? Very cool. And if I want to make an exposure that's several minutes long, I can set it like that. Just walk away. So this is my rather modest front porch, and I like it because it's square, and the output of this camera will be square, and so I can use this as a great subject to test whether the lines that I have drawn on the top of the camera are accurate for framing. Okay, so I have lined everything up so that the white metal trellisy things, those things, whatever those are called, they should be, the outside edges of them, that one and that one, should be right on the edge of the frame, according to the lines that I have drawn. And the reason I drew them on blue tape is that I want to test this theory before I scratch it into the top of the camera. So yeah, we should get the outside edges of both of those things, and then the first horizontal line of bricks should be in the frame, first horizontal line on that step, and then the bottom of the eaves up there should be in the frame. Okay, so the film is advanced, and what I'm going to do is take a picture of this scene with my mirrorless camera set to an aperture of f8, right there. Okay, with the same ISO as the film I'm using, my camera says at f8 I need a 60th of a second to properly expose the scene. So the inner dial here tells me apertures. We'll move f8 to, oh, it's hard to do this without moving the camera. Move f8 to 1/60th there. And then I read the value for f138, and it says 4 seconds. And so now, using this state-of-the-art piece of photography equipment called a watch, I'm going to expose for 4 seconds. Done. Heading downtown. But first, we are here at a place in my town that is massively over-photographed, and this would be the perfect example of how to show something that everyone already sees in a new way. All right, jumped up on top of the interstate, took a little break on the pedestrian bridge. If any of those turn out, I'll show them right now. Okay, I've been downtown for about an hour now, top of a parking garage, and now I've come down to the street level, and we're definitely losing light. I'm making a 2-minute exposure of that building right there. So I'm here taking my final shot of the evening. I'll show it to you now. That's what this looks like. So we'll see how these turn out. I think tomorrow I'm going to go to the river. Here at the river, I don't know if you can see it, there's a giant crayfish under that rock. And I just did a 30-second exposure at the spot where I caught my first trout. Okay, I'm going on my first combination fishing and pinhole photography trip. And of course, it's pouring rain. So I'm getting ready in the car here. Got the neck knife. Shovel and Shane, if you're watching, I know you want one too. And I'm gonna get the camera loaded up, I'll bring you back. We're gonna wear the new off this camera pretty quick, I think. Just getting a shot of the trail here. 2-minute exposures. And 3, 2, there we go. Okay, so the bridge behind me is our subject, and I think there's several shots here. Unfortunately, we've lost even more light, so the exposures are now 4 minutes long, which means I don't really have time this evening to shoot metered +1. I'm just going to shoot metered for the rest of the night, and we'll see how underexposed it looks when I get the film back. I gotta send this stuff off tomorrow. This has been going on too long, and I feel like I'm burning through film that I don't know how it's gonna behave. So this will be the third roll if I shoot this tonight. And we should start to get some images back. Back from Philadelphia, where I'll have to send them. I can't tell you like how frustrating this is after shooting only digital for so long, to not be able to see these images, because I'm really excited about them. But it's going to probably take, I don't know, a week, 10 days to start getting them back. This might be an interesting shot, shooting down through the boards there. Okay, well, it's raining a little bit. I got chased out by the weather. I didn't get to finish the roll of film. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to send this film off tomorrow. I'll try to take you through. If I do any more shots, I've only got like 3 frames left. I might just wrap up the roll and send it. If I do take any more shots, I'll try to include you. If not, keep the ends out for the times that